Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. On today's tutorial, we're going to be learning how to use the Huda Beauty New Nudes palette. Now these colors consist of beautiful pinks, mauves, and warm tone browns, perfect for fall. If you want to learn how to get this look, stay tuned and get ready to slay your face. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is prime our face. I like to use the Huda Beauty primer. It's my favorite one. It's perfect for putting on your makeup and making it stick. It's like a glue for your face and it's perfect. You have to get it in all areas like I'm doing so. Let me fix this real quick. Yep. And what I like about this primer is that it's not sticky. It's not anything like that, but it's perfect. Now, what I like to do next is go in with my eyebrows. I used to have the Dip Brow Pomade by Anastasia in the color Granite, but now I just use the Rose Gold Remastered palette. They have a beautiful color called Black Truffle, and I use that on my eyebrows. Now, what I like to do is draw a line underneath, and then I go ahead and I just fill in the whole entire brow. And I use the spoolie that's on the end. And I like to brush up to give it a nice fade right in the beginning, as you see here that I'm doing so. I have to use a lot of concentration when I'm doing these things because sometimes I don't get them even and I have to start all over again. So as you can see, I'm just filling in my brows and trying to get them straight and trying to get them right. Now, since I'm finished with my brows, we're going to go ahead and we're going to conceal. But instead of using a concealer, I'm going to go in with my favorite foundation of all time, Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I'm in the color shade Chai Tea. I'm going to use that to clean up underneath the brows just to get them straight. Now, I like to use a small flat brush, the same one that I use to do my brows because it's double-ended. And what I like to do is draw a straight line, and then I like to just bring it down gently with small soft strokes so that way I don't mess up, because then I'm going to have to go back again and I'm going to have to fill in my brows, and nobody has time for that. So we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to clean up underneath those brows. I don't personally like to use concealer because I don't like the highlighted effects it would give me. I don't really like the halo on the eyebrow. A lot of people like it. I'm not such a big fan. I also just conceal underneath. I know a lot of people that like to do it on top. I don't really like doing it on top, but to each his own. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to conceal, or as I like to say, prime the eye. Now, I have I have three favorites. As you can see, I have the P. Lewis concealer, the Huda Beauty Overachiever concealer, and I also have the NARS concealer. But my favorite from all time is the Huda Beauty. I'm actually in the shade Peanut Butter. And what I like to do is I like to put that on my eye and blend it all. I like to prime my eye with a concealer because I feel like it helps the eyeshadow become more vibrant, and I just like how it looks, and it makes it easier for me to blend the shadows. And I like using a damp beauty blender just to pat everything into place and to make sure it's all around the eye. I didn't miss any patches. I'm very particular on how I do my concealer on the eye. So also I have a few favorite palettes that we're going to use. I have the Flamingo Violet Voss palette. The colors are phenomenal. I also love my other favorite palette by Jaclyn Hill from Morphe. It's the Dark Magic palette. It's literally my favorite. The colors in that one is extraordinary. But the one that came out this season, the Huda Beauty's new Nudes palette. I fell in love, and yet again, I love her stuff. So we're going to use the new Nudes palette. Now, I'm just gathering my stuff, and we're going to begin, and we're going to go inside the crease with a warm tone color that's on there, and we're going to begin to blend. I like to pat the color in my crease first, and then I like to go in and blend out. Now what we're going to do is we're going to blend the outer edges where we use the color in our crease. We're just going to take a lighter shade of pink, and we're just going to blend out the outer edges just to keep it clean. I usually would do that at the end, but I want to keep things clean out here. So we're just going to blend that out. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to grab my setting spray, Urban Decay All Nighter, and we're going to go in with a very shimmery, nice pink color that we're going to put on the lid. Now, when you saw me grab the setting spray, I like to put it on the brush only because it gives it a wet effect, and I like that when I'm using glitters or any types of shimmer, because it makes it look wet and it makes it look extra shiny. So that's why when you saw me do that, that was the reason why. And quite frankly, I like how it looks. So we're just gonna pat that on both eyes. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to grab a small bullet brush, and we're going to go in with a darker shade that's in the palette. And what I like to do is put that on the outside of the crease just to give it a little bit of definition on the outside. I feel like it makes the inner color that's on the lid pop out a lot more. That's why I like to do this effect. And I like how it looks. I love the purple and the pink and the glitter, and I think it's a phenomenal combination. So we're just gonna go ahead and finish the other eye, and I'm gonna let you watch that. Okay, so now what I like to do, I'm going to teach you guys a trick here. I actually got the Fenty Beauty, it's part of the diamond products that she had out, the How Many Carats. It's like this beautiful, beautiful wet gloss, but for your lid, and it literally makes it look even more wet. It makes a complete difference in your makeup when you put it on top of your shimmer or on top of your glitter. It just makes it look wet, and it's unbelievable. It's beautiful, and it's perfect. Now, what I like to do is, since I will be putting on falsies, I like to use the NYX liner matte. I like to just draw a line first, because we're gonna wing this one out. I like a very long, elongated wing. And as you can tell, I have like 3 of them. Some of them are are already empty, but I'm using all that I can. This is like the only eyeliner that I'll ever use and I'll ever buy and I'll ever trust, and the only one that I will ever tell everybody to get, because NYX eyeliners that are black are perfect for any look. I feel like they're easier to handle, and I feel like it's a girl's best friend, and I love this liner so much. So we're just gonna go ahead and elongate the eyes. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and go straight to lashes. I used to have my Maybelline Sensational Lash, but of course I used it all. So what I'm using is my Clinique Lash Mascara. I just found this one laying around, to be honest with you, because I don't have my other one. And you know what? I'm really surprised because it worked out very well. I'm very surprised. I'm mad that I haven't used it before, and I really liked how it does. I like to put mascara on first before I put my falsies on, because I don't want you to see the lash band. And that's also why I do the mascara as well, so you won't see. And the lashes that I will be putting on is from a Instagram company called Angel Wings, and I bought a pair of lashes. I do not remember the name, I'm so sorry, but these lashes, they're like flutter lashes, my absolute favorite lashes, and I'm so happy that I got these. I'm very into bold, full glam lashes. I feel like it creates the look, and I love them. So not a lot of people like that. I do use duo glue, the black one, but of course I lost it in my makeup collection, so I'm using the white one. You know, they say it dries clear, but come on now, that's usually not how it goes. It took me a while to learn how to put on falsies. A good trick that I've learned from others is looking down in your mirror and placing it on the middle, and then going ahead and using tweezers. I don't use tweezers because I don't have any, but my nails are a little bit long enough, and so I just squeeze my actual lash and the lash band together, and I just put them together so you won't see any sparse hairs in my eyes or anything. So what I also like to do is I like to, once I put on the falsies, I like to go in with mascara just so I can blend everything together. Just like what I do with our eyeshadow, we do it with our lashes. Now, what we're gonna do is, the reason why I don't start with foundation first is because I make a mess when I do my eyeshadows and a whole bunch of shimmer goes on the bottom, and I don't really have the patience or the time to go ahead and clean up under my eye after I do my foundation. So this is so much easier. I use the micellar water from NYX and I just clean up under that eye. Now we're going to go ahead with that same primer that I used in the beginning. We're going to go ahead and put in the patches just so when it's time to put on our foundation, it's going to stick. Now we're going to go ahead with our Born This Way Too Faced shadow in the color Chai Tea. Give it a good shake, and we're going to go ahead and blend with our damp beauty blender all over our face. Now, once we are finished making sure that we blended everything, we're going to go ahead with my favorite concealer of all time, the Overachiever Concealer in the color Peanut Butter. And we're going to go ahead and conceal under the eye, the bridge of our nose, the top of our mouth, and our forehead, and also our chin, where we're going to highlight those areas. We're going to begin to blend underneath. We're not going to take it too far wide because the reason for concealing for me is to focus on the middle parts, to brighten the middle of your face. So I just like to go ahead. A good trick is to look up while you're blending your concealer underneath your eyes to make sure that the lines become blurred and everything else. The thing I like about the primer from Huda Beauty is that it comes with a very cold tip, a compressor, and it's really good for when you have bags under your eye, and it always stays cold. And I'm so happy that she came out with something like this because it helps so many times when you're tired and you just want to look refreshed and everything. It's a great concealer. Now, after you're done blending with that, we're going to go ahead with Huda Beauty's baking powder. I'm the color Kanafa. I used to use a beauty blender to put it underneath where we concealed, but it's better when we go in with a brush, and I find it so much easier and more convenient. So wherever we put the concealer, we're going to go ahead and put the baking powder. I let it sit on for a little while, and we let it come up when I feel like it's time for it to come off. So we're going to go ahead and just fix our lashes. And now the powder is so fine that it does go on your lashes and it does go on your eyebrows. So I have an eyebrow gel, and I just like to go over it on my eyebrows just so it can be defined all over again. So we're going to take off that baking powder and just look how flawless it leaves your skin. Absolutely beautiful. It's extraordinary. And the powder is just, it's so fine that it literally sinks in your skin, and it makes it so flawless and so blurred. No pores here, no pores here. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go in with our contour. I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer in the color Mahogany. Now, when I do my bronzer, I like it to be fierce. I contour my cheeks, the underneath my chin, my forehead, and my nose. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to grab a fluffy brush and we're going to go ahead and where we contoured, we're going to make sure that we blend this all out. Even though I like a fierce contour, we also have to make sure that we come out very well blended. So we're going to go ahead, clean up the rest of the product of the baking powder that we put on our face. And we're going to go ahead and use that big fluffy brush again and blend. So we're going to continue blending that out. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab one of my favorite blushes of all time is from the one of the Fenty Beauty compacts that she came out with. I'm using Sangria Sunset. It's a beautiful pink. I use it as a blush. It's beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and spray my face with Urban Decay Setting All Nighter Spray just to have everything in place. Dry that up so everything can come back together. Now we're going to go ahead with the Huda Beauty Highlighter Kit. It's the Bronze Sands edition that she came out with. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to take all three colors and we're going to go ahead, pat that onto the high cheek area, and we're going to see that bling. That bling is so beautiful. I love this highlighting powder so much, and it's so beautiful to blend. It's so easy to blend. The colors go wonderful with the skin, and it's just a very nice subtle look with a blinding shine. I like to put it on my nose, the bridge of my face, my cupid's bow, and on my forehead. And I'm gonna go ahead and use that big same fluffy brush and blend everything out and make sure everything's coordinating with the rest of my face. Yes, I use setting spray a lot, but it's only because I want everything in place. Now we're gonna go ahead with our lips. Now I have a few favorite combos that I like to use. I'm into the nudes. The pencil that I'm using here is eyeliner, and it's also a lip liner. And we're going to put that on the eyes. We're going to take a red color. We're going to go ahead and smudge it underneath the waterline to give it a finished look. I like to use the eyeshadow underneath the eyes because I feel like it finishes the eyeshadow and it does a very nice job. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into that same palette and we're going to take one of the shimmers that are in the palette, and we're going to take a small flat brush and we're going to go in with that shimmer color, and we're going to go straight inside the inner corner of the eye and the tear duct, and we're going to go ahead just to give it an eye-opening effect. Now we're going to go ahead with lips this time, and we're going to go in with the NYX lip liner, excuse me, in the color Espresso, and we're going to line the lips with that. I like to overline them because my lips are seemingly very small, and I like this color because it gives it a more pouty effect, and that's what I'm into. Now we're going to go for a nude. We're going to go ahead with Crayon Case matte liquid lipstick in the color Mary or Marie. I'm not sure how or which way it's said. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And we're going to go ahead, put that on. We're going to pat it on so it can blend in nicely with the lip liner. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab NYX Butter Gloss in the color Cinnamon Roll. It's like a brown nude. It's perfect for women of color. It's such a beautiful gloss, and it just completes the look. I put that right on top of the matte and gave it a nice glossy finish. And now the look is absolutely complete. Fix your hair, put on something nice, and show off that beautiful, glamorous look. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.